I cannot speak enough on cabbage.
Mommy.
Okay, welcome. This is Mom Gamers, where it's for moms. So or if you have a mom, or if you know a mom, you can listen to.
Everyone has a mom, I bet.
Yeah, this is Mom. We're gonna get right into it. This is best meals for a family on a budget, and you might be familiar with this. We certainly are. Playing the game is Remy, my son, my cute son, and talking with me is my sister, my sissy. Sissy, what are your best meals, good yummy meals for families on a budget? I think I said that hopefully correctly.
I haven't really thought about it, but I think, well, okay, two meals. One is a curry lentil soup.
Wait, does your whole family eat that?
Well, when I make it, they do.
Okay.
They actually do. And see, that's the thing about lentil soup. I think it doesn't get the credit it deserves because it's so affordable. It's so affordable. It's so nutritious. And it's really, really yummy. So when I make it, and they actually eat it. They love it. They eat it.
What do you serve it with?
You can eat it plain or over rice.
Yeah.
And the funny thing is, it's not something that people would crave or say, "Hey, make me lentil soup." But when I do make it, we all eat it. But I think it's one of those things where because it's not expensive, it doesn't get the respect and appreciation it deserves. I bet if fancy restaurants start serving lentil soup in small portions or plating it up, people will probably pay a lot of money for lentil soup.
So right now it's more of like this peasant side dish that's overlooked.
Yeah, I think so. I think it's delicious, it's nutritious, it's so good, but because it's not expensive and people don't give it that respect. So that's one dish. Another one is I am really crazy about eggs with chopped mushrooms, chopped onions, and chopped jalapeno pepper.
Yeah.
Like, you dice those things up and you scramble them with eggs and eat it over brown rice. I could have that for breakfast, lunch, and dinner.
So eggs, veggies, it's almost like an omelet, sort of?
Yeah. It's like an omelet, but you don't make it fancy and folded or anything. You just scramble everything together.
Do you put ketchup or Tabasco sauce or the fish sauce, Maggi sauce?
No, because it already has the diced jalapeno peppers, so that gives it that heat already.
Okay.
But I swear that is so delicious.
Salt,
yeah,
right?
Yep, salt, of course, yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, some diced mushrooms, onions, jalapeno peppers, and just scramble that up, saute that, and then just crack an egg over and just stir it up. And it's really good over brown rice too, by the way.
Cool.
It's so delicious, yummy.
Remy, is this jailbreak?
Yeah.
So they're trying to break out of jail. Yeah. Okay. Remy, don't ever go to jail or prison. Okay. Although, yeah. Okay.
Yeah. Good. What about you guys? What's a good?
Oh, okay. So there's been like eras in our life where we we was this kind of more on the broke side as a family. Maybe at the end of the year, maybe we spent too much on projects or something. I don't know. So we just had to really be budget. I cannot speak enough on cabbage. I love cabbage.
Yeah.
Okay, so this is how I prep cabbage. First of all, my sister and I we're Asian. We're Hmong and we eat a lot of rice. So rice is a absolute staple in our house. So that's like included in my discussion. But okay, so if I go to the store, I'll buy either an exceptionally large cabbage head or two cabbage heads, and I buy a whole chicken. So then, if it's like a Monday night, the meal would be half a chicken boiled, and half the chicken, but I chopped that up into small pieces. I boil it, and then I chop up the cabbage into large leaves and I boil that. So it's basically a chicken cabbage soup. Make it very savory, with lemongrass. And we always have lemongrass in our freezer, and maybe ginger. So it's a very good soup with rice. So that could easily, if it's left over, it could easily be lunch or even stretch it to Tuesday night's meal.
Mm-hmm.
And then cabbage again. So then the leftover chicken, I can stir fry it. So it's dry, it's stir fried, it's maybe even crispy. Add a little soy sauce or oyster sauce.
Yeah.
And then with that leftover cabbage, whether it be the half of the large cabbage or the other small head cabbage, I slice into thin shreds, much thinner, like a chiffon, like a thinner slice shreds of cabbage, and then I stir fry that. So it's not soupy enough, but it's more of a stir fry, and it's very savory because it has the soy sauce and the oyster sauce. And then eat that with rice.
Sounds delicious.
And cabbage is just pennies per ounce, per pound, whatever. And chicken, whole chicken is last time I checked at Target, it could be $5.99 or $6.99 at Target.
Speaking of cabbage, I recently saw a recipe that I wanted to try.
What?
I'm a sucker for, like on Facebook sometimes they have those quick video recipes.
Yeah, tasty.
Yeah, tasty or delish,
Okay.
So it was cabbage. Someone took a cabbage and then sliced it into, I don't know how to describe it. They just slice it. Like imagine it, okay, cabbage, you just slice it. So you have these big circles of sliced, cabbage.
Like a disc?
Yeah, like a disc.
Oh.
Yeah. And then they
Interesting.
Yeah. So, okay, that's a great way of saying it. Yeah. So you have these discs of cabbage. And then you sprinkle it with olive oil and salt and pepper, and then you roast it.
Okay.
Yeah, and then you just eat it. And
that's it?
Yeah. It looks so delicious. So I cannot wait to try that. I want to try that.
So it's quite crispy, or it's quite roasted.
Yeah.
It's not steamed or anything.
Well, I have roasted Brussels sprouts before, and I loved it. So I assume it's probably the same idea, maybe a similar taste too. But
I love roasted Brussels sprouts or cauliflower where it's really roasted, really dry.
Yeah, and you know how cabbage is less expensive than Brussels sprouts, so I cannot wait to try that.
Ooh, tell me how it goes.
Oh, and also speaking of cabbages, I love shredded cabbages. Okay, because I love shredded cabbage with sliced portobello mushroom. Is it portobello mushroom?
Yeah.
And then with those bean thread noodles, the vermicelli noodles.
Oh, the glass noodles.
Yeah. Oh, that's so good.
Wait, how do you prep it again?
Okay, so you could go vegetarian, just saute the mushrooms, and then add the cabbage, and maybe dice and add some diced onions.
Okay.
And then you set it aside, and then you boil the noodles.
Oh. And
then you toss everything together.
Yeah.
Or else you could add meat too. You could add ground pork or ground turkey.
You know what? Like a dish like that with the glass noodles, it's really good if you put a lot. For me, if you put a lot of black pepper in it.
Yummy, yeah. And it doesn't have to be the glass noodles too, because the glass noodles are more the Korean glass noodles.
Okay.
I'm talking about your small, yet thin, the bean thread noodles.
Yeah, the kind they put in egg rolls.
Yeah.
Oh, yummy. Those are so cheap too.
Yeah. Those you could get like a whole pack for maybe like less than $2.
Okay, so another desperate budget-friendly meal for a dinner for family is, of course, just ramen noodles, and we always have ramen in our pantry, but we dress it up with put egg in it, put sriracha sauce, maybe green onion, and everybody gets their own bowl with rice. Again, rice is such a staple. Thank goodness rice. I love your rice. And then. So we have ramen noodles, and also just straight up, just like you make eggs, like just fried eggs.
Love eggs.
Fried eggs. We buy like 3 to 4 18-count cartons of eggs every week.
Yeah, we go through a lot of eggs.
Oh, you do too? Okay.
We have it for lunch, sometimes on the weekends. We have it for dinner, and then breakfast. Oh my gosh. Even my daughter, she called me from college the other day.
Yeah.
And she's talking about nutrition. She said, Mom, boil some eggs, have it with you. So if you want a snack on hard-boiled eggs. She's been doing that.
And for all you hard-boiled egg lovers, but if you like hard-boiled eggs, but you still want the inside to be kind of soft, this is the trick. You boil a pot of water, but you only boil like half an inch of water on the bottom. and we cover it with a pot, and it comes to a great big boil. You put in the eggs in there, and then you cover it again. So the water is just barely on the bottom, and then you cook it for exactly like 6 minutes and 30 seconds. So then it's really cooked by the air steam.
Mhm.
And then after that, you put it in cold water, you shock cold it, and then so you have a, I think it's called like coddled egg, right? It's egg, but it's still runny inside, and I love doing that.
Yeah.
And then another budget friendly meal for dinner is Totino's pizza. Those little discs of pizza,
Yeah.
they're so cheap. I think you get like 10 for 10 at Target.
Is it the one with the crust is kind of golden and kind of chewy?
It's like a cracker, you know?
Yeah, those are delicious.
May, did you know it's a Minnesota company?
Oh, really?
Started years ago.
Wow. I loved them when I was a kid.
So
one of my dreams, one of my fantasies as a kid is to have a whole pizza by myself, a whole tortilla pizza by myself.
Yes.
Because we always have to share it.
They're kind of on the tiny side.
Yeah, I wanted a whole pizza by myself.
Yes.
Totino's pizza. So good.
And the pepperoni are like tiny little cubes.
Yep, diced up, and there's the party. There's like the the pepperoni one, the sausage one, and there's the combination. They call it the party one, I think.
But I think out of frozen pizzas, maybe because I grew up on them, but I love Totino's pizzas more than the fancy DiGiorno whatever frozen pizza. I like maybe because I grew up with it, because I love the Totino's pizza much more.
Because the crust is so flavorful and
it's like buttery,
kind of chewy and buttery. Yeah. Well, a quick cheap food, and you probably know this too, is spaghetti.
Oh,
you can't go wrong with spaghetti.
Spaghetti is very
easy and budget friendly, and
Okay. All right. So I want to know what you feed your families when you're dirt broke, or you're, maybe it's the paycheck's coming next week, and what do you feed your family? Very cheap, very affordable, but still very delicious. Tell us, comment below. I will always comment back. And this is Mom Gamers on YouTube every Tuesdays, Thursdays, and Saturdays, promise. And tell a friend, subscribe, hit the bell. Let's make moms in Minnesota well known. Bye.